These conspiracy theories are going absolutely viral on TikTok right now. So today's video is going to be another TikTok conspiracy theory video for you guys. I love TikTok, as y'all know. I post like very different content on there if you're into it. I do like GLP-1 content, plus size content, just food related things in general over there. Very different from here, but if you're interested, you can go check it out. But otherwise, I love TikTok in general. I love posting on it. I love watching it. TikTok is just the perfect breeding ground for so many different crazy conspiracy theories that I just absolutely love. But before we get into the TikToks, I want to thank Pair Eyewear for sponsoring today's video. So Pair Eyewear is an affordable eyeglasses company where you can get different glasses with different little top frames that you can switch out your glasses super easily, and it's honestly so cool. I love them. So my base frames are the Murphy frames in lavender clear. It's a super cute color. I think it's adorable. My classic go-to look is definitely the tortoise. I love tortoiseshell glasses. I think they're so cute and chic, but there are so many different top frames to choose from, including sun tops. So now you don't have to go switch your glasses out or get transition lenses, which if you're getting transition lenses under the age of 75, what the hell are you doing? You need these. Easy, top frame, then my sunglasses are on and I can drive. It's so great on, especially on days where I don't feel like wearing contacts, because before I was just squinting. Like I was just accepting the fact that I couldn't see. I have a bunch of different top frames. I love these ones. They're from the like spring Easter like limited edition collection, and they're super cute. It's so nice to be able to change your style with whatever you're feeling, and there are so many different styles of top frames to choose from. It's also super easy to do online. Like they have a little virtual tester where you can test to see how the glasses look on you, and you can pick your perfect frame. The customer service is also super great, so if you have any questions, you can just ask them. I also think it's really awesome that Pair Eyewear does a pair for a pair, and when you purchase a pair of glasses, they provide a pair of glasses for a child in need. So if you guys want to check out Pair Eyewear, you can click the link in the description box below and get 15% off of your first pair. I seriously recommend them. I think they're so adorable, and again, I just love the versatility. It's super easy. I'm obsessed. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the TikToks. All right, the first theory that I've been seeing going very viral on TikTok lately is the Denver airport theory. And there's a reason why it's going viral right now, which we'll come back to in a second because there is like a relevant piece of information surrounding it. But the Denver airport theory has kind of been a long-running conspiracy theory for a very long time. I've maybe touched on it once, like 10 years ago, like actually so long ago. But I'll give you a quick rundown on why people think the Denver airport is an Illuminati headquarters. So this is one of the most infamous conspiracy theories literally of all time. It's an ongoing theory. It involves the Illuminati, secret government bunkers, apocalyptic symbolism, and even aliens. Like this shit goes everywhere and it's dark. So the Denver International Airport opened in 1995, and originally it was budgeted at $1.7 billion, but it ended up being a $4.8 billion job, which is a pretty big discrepancy. It's the largest airport in the US by land area. There's over 33,000 acres. And honestly, a lot of the land, it just seems unnecessary for its operations, but we'll get into it. So there's a lot of reasons why people think the Denver airport could be related to the Illuminati. For one, there is a dedication plaque that is dated March 19, 1994, crediting the New World Airport Commission, a group that doesn't exist, which is obviously strange, and a lot of people have connected this to the concept of the New World Order, aka the Illuminati. The plaque also has a Freemason symbol, which has been referenced time and time again, and this plaque also talks about a time capsule that is meant to be opened in 2094. So this airport has been an absolute goldmine for conspiracy theorists all around the world who believe that the airport is basically a headquarters or hub for the Illuminati. Honestly, I've refused to fly into Denver because, I don't know, I heard this theory and then I got superstitious about it. It's not even necessarily that I believe it. It's something about that airport's just weird. So inside the airport, there are just these massive murals, and a lot of them contain like kind of like a post-apocalyptic message. Like, they look like they're trying to depict peace and unity and environmental healing, but people definitely seen some darker things within these paintings. One mural shows a soldier in a gas mask with a sword and a rifle standing over weeping children and destroyed city. Another shows dead animals, a girl in a coffin, and burning forests. And a lot of people believe that these photos are meant to depict the rise of a totalitarian government or the aftermath of a world-ending catastrophe, like a chemical war, mass extinction, or controlled depopulation. The artist behind the murals, Leo Tanguma, has stated that the murals are meant to show humanity moving from a time of horror into an era of peace. But conspiracy theorists think it's a classic reveal the truth through art kind of tactic. So if those murals weren't enough to scare you from going to this airport, there's a lot of speculation about underground bunkers. So basically the airport has 470,000 square feet of underground space used for baggage transport and storage, but again, that just fuels speculation that there's something more sinister going down over there. So for one, there's a lot of old buildings beneath the Denver airport. Like, people built the structures incorrectly, so they just told them to build on top of it, and that's just the underground of the airport now. I don't know. That makes no sense whatsoever to me, but a lot of people think that this is kind of like a doomsday bunker, a secret FEMA camp. There's aliens down there. The possibilities are endless. But could it really just be storage? I don't know. Why do they need so much underground storage? It kind of doesn't make sense. And again, just going over that budget by almost $2 billion is very dramatic to me. And I think one of the most famous parts about the Denver airport being creepy as hell is for sure Lucifer, which is the demon horse statue that's just outside of the airport, and I hate that. Like, I hate it so much. It's actually called the Blue Mustang. It's a giant 32-foot tall blue horse with glowing red eyes. It looks creepy as hell, and locals have nicknamed it Lucifer because the artist Luis Jimenez actually died when a piece of the sculpture fell on him during construction, which is nuts. Like, there's something so eerie about this artwork killing its artist. Like, that's, I don't even know why they still put it up and left it there, because something about it is just dark and creepy. There's also a lot of weird gargoyle statues throughout the airport, and which is something more typical of like Gothic cathedrals, not airports. It's just very decorated weirdly. There's a lot of weird sculptures and art installations, symbols, cryptic words. It just looks weird as hell, honestly. And I don't know, it's like you don't really pay attention that much when you're walking through an airport, but I feel like a lot of this stuff is impossible to miss. Like, there's lots of symbolism here, and it's just weird. I don't know if I believe the Denver airport is a secret Illuminati like bunker underground thing. I'd have no clue what I think it is, but I think it's creepy, and will I be flying into it? Like, no. I don't want to. But the reason this is like resurfacing a lot on TikTok is because this woman who was clearly in distress claimed at the Denver airport that her and her children had been kidnapped, and she needed to read this ransom letter to stay safe.
Thank you. I have to finish this. My kid's life in danger if I didn't say this. I have been kidnapped, me and my kids. Today will be a worse day than 9/11 attack. This is an act of war at United States of America. This piece of shit woman thinks she knows what's happening. We have programmed her to be loyal and stupid enough to follow our rules. Not only to know how to run away if she got caught, but also to explode an airplane like a pro. We have a weapon that you don't have, Americans, and we are getting USA on the knees. China, Europe, Middle East, Japan are all one hand against USA, and this stupid running woman think she can save you by providing information that she is trying to provide and nobody listening to her. You are losing that war since 9/11 already. The last airplane, the helicopter that got fall down, it wasn't an accident. I know who did it. Please, they are taking video. Please go away from the video, please, ma'am. Please, this is for my safety. I am a US citizen and I have rights. Can you please take video of me doing this? It's just a little bit and I am done.
Ma'am, you've been denied boarding.
We need to keep this in.
You've been denied boarding with your airline. You're now trespassing on airport property.
I am sorry, I am not trespassing anybody.
You are now officially
They did
trespassing on
this to
airport
me
property.
every time I am trying to report. They will say I am trespassing and they will take me to jail. So I can't tell what's happening. Please somebody report this to FBI Washington. I already reported this to Denver police. They did nothing. I went to US Army by my car. Inside the US Army they kicked me out. They did nothing. I am not a terrorist. My life and my kids' life are at risk if I said what I know. I am asking for USA protection. I am willing to provide all the evidence that you need and voluntarily be on the polygraph. I can be on the polygraph voluntarily. I need an FBI criminal lawyer. I am not speaking with the police without lawyer. Please somebody help me. I don't know my rights and they are violating my civil rights. I am trying to report this. Every time I call 911, my call got forwarded to another person who pretended to be police. I am only speaking with FBI at Washington DC and the CIA here in Denver, or FBI in Denver too. I am not speaking with police.
I don't know, and we don't know obviously if the video is true or not, but something about it feels so off regardless. I just don't like that. I don't like it, and knowing everything we know about the Denver airport, it's just very creepy that happened. And I don't know why not more people are freaking out about it because it's weird, right? I don't know. I need to hear your guys' thoughts on this because this has been a long-running conspiracy theory for many years and I want to know what you think. All right, so the next TikTok I'm going to talk about is the DNA theory. So this TikTok was posted about how insurance companies are working with DNA companies to predict what health issues may arise for you in the future. And basically they can exclude it from your formulary in the future and make as the most money possible.
Okay, I'm really big into conspiracy theory. So imagine this. Imagine there's a company out there that collects data. Maybe they get a piece of your hair, or maybe you spit into a tube and you send it in and you pay for it, and they somehow tell you all about your DNA makeup and possible brothers and sisters that you didn't know about and distant relatives and things like that, right? And it's online, you get to sign up for the website, and when you do that, you don't read the terms and conditions, and the terms and conditions say if anything were to happen to their company and they were to sell out and maybe perhaps go bankrupt, whoever ends up buying the company, anyone at all, now has all of that information and all of that data that was given to them by you because you agreed to it. If someone decides to buy it and they get all of that information, all of your information, all of your DNA makeup, everything about you. So then let's say that they decide that they're going to sell this information to insurance companies. And somewhere along in that DNA makeup of yours, they found out that you are predisposed to multiple illnesses, lots of diseases. So what if then those insurance companies find out about your little illness that you could potentially have and they decide to raise a few premiums? You become a liability for something that you may not even know about that was just in your genetic makeup. Doesn't mean you're going to have this issue, but you potentially could. Now, I'm not trying to scare anyone, but it would be a shame if a big company that collects data went bankrupt, huh?
Personally, I just don't think this theory makes much sense because it would take a lot of extra work just to be saving not that much money in the grand scheme of things, and it's only potentially saving money, so I don't know. I don't think it really makes sense. Do I think that the DNA companies could be using your DNA for something more sinister or darker, or even just having you in the system? Maybe, but I don't really think it has to do with this. I just don't see it making that much sense, but let me know your thoughts. All right, the next theory we're going to talk about is about how MK Ultra never actually ended. So I saw this on TikTok and I just thought it was such an interesting concept, but it's basically the idea that the project MK Ultra that we know happened, like actually happened in the 1950s to the 1970s, was never actually stopped, but it's still going on to this day in secret. And I think this is definitely allegedly true. So MK Ultra was a real, like this actually happened, CIA mind control program that ran from the 1950s to the early 1970s. And its goal was basically to explore methods of controlling human behavior using LSD and other psychedelics, sensory deprivation, electroshock therapy, hypnosis, and abuse and trauma-based conditioning. This project was designed to extract information from spies during the Cold War, develop truth serums, and a lot of these experiments were done without consent. Some of the victims died or were permanently traumatized or injured. And then in 1973, the CIA director ordered most of the MK Ultra files to be destroyed. And that's the last we heard of it. Allegedly, it's not a thing anymore. But the conspiracy theory goes that what if MK Ultra never actually ended? So the official story again is that MK Ultra ended in 1973, but conspiracy theorists argue that they just changed the name, the program went dark, went private, and evolved over time. And I think that this makes a lot of sense. A lot of people think that it could have expanded to celebrities and politicians and influencers or just random people of the population. I think this is an interesting concept as well, because there's a lot of evidence of celebrities like literally talking about having handlers. Like Britney Spears, for example, was in a full-on conservatorship. Like her entire life was being controlled by her father. But how was that allowed to happen? How was that allowed? Like, she's one of the biggest pop stars of all time, and that was happening to her. It's just like, what else can be happening behind doors that are even more closed? It's scary. I mean, the fact that the US government has admitted that MK Ultra was real and it was kept secret for decades definitely illustrates the idea of there being a possibility for the government to hide something so large from us. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely there. They have the resources. Why wouldn't they still be doing these experiments, but maybe on a larger scale or on a slightly different scale? What if they know how to erase memories now? And that explains deja vu and all that's, oh my God, it goes so deep and it scares the hell out of me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I just think they definitely do this to an extent, whether it's like actual mind control experiments like MK Ultra was, or even just using social media and different platforms on the internet to manipulate people. I do think it's obviously still happening, which I don't like. All right, the next TikTok I saw is a theory about how the CIA makes dumb conspiracy theories to distract us from real ones. I think this is true, and I've been saying this for a very long time. So there are a lot of very absurd and like memeable conspiracy theories, like flat earth, Avril Lavigne being replaced, the fact that birds aren't real, like so many things that don't really make a lot of sense. And a lot of people think that these were intentionally planted or amplified by the CIA. And the strategy is weaponizing absurdity. So this tactic is not new. The US government has documentation of doing this before. I mean, if you think about it, all they would really have to do is flood the media like outlets, TikTok, Instagram, all these different platforms with bots and trolls that are amplifying these dumb conspiracy theories. It's naturally going to catch on. And then people just see people who believe in certain conspiracy theories as stupid, which is hard because I sometimes agree. I do think sometimes people who believe in some ridiculous theories are stupid, but nonetheless, I do think those kind of conspiracy theorists who believe Avril Lavigne is a clone, or Paul McCartney was dead and replaced with a clone, or that birds aren't real. Like, I do think that those theories really kind of take the idea of conspiracies in general and make it more lighthearted and easier to digest and kind of seen as more of a joke. I definitely believe this. I've believed this for such a long time, and I think they're trying to hide theories like the CIA's role in drug trafficking, government-sanctioned mind control programs like MK Ultra, Epstein Island, all of that shit, Diddy. Like, there's so many different examples of things that are actually happening that are, like, honestly shouldn't even be considered conspiracy theories because we have proof of them. But those are just swept under the rug of being like, oh, just the tinfoil hat people. And I get why. I get it, because this shit is dumb. Like, Avril Lavigne being a clone, dumb. The flat earthers, come on. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So it just kind of paints like a narrative that, you know, conspiracy theorists or people who believe in conspiracy theories are just crazy or stupid. So I kind of think that this is true. Like, actually a lot. I want to hear your guys' thoughts though. All right, the next conspiracy theory I want to talk about is the celebrity hands theory. There's a viral TikTok conspiracy theory suggesting that certain celebrities' hands have appeared unusually elongated or altered and basically don't look human. So Khloe Kardashian is an example of this, where a lot of people have been showing her hands, and a lot of people are like, no, it's just due to weight loss, which I agree. When you lose weight, your hands, your fingers, they do get skinnier. Cynthia Erivo though, there's this video of her with her hands, and her hands look insane. But I personally think, like, I don't know if I think that they're secretly aliens or being replaced by aliens. Like, I don't know that I think that's true at all. I more so think that it's like kind of an optical illusion, because I mean, Khloe Kardashian also has long nails. Like, when you have long nails, your hands are gonna appear skinnier. That's just the way it works. But Cynthia Erivo, I think, is because of her nail shape is so long that it's just kind of an optical illusion, is the best way I would describe it. Personally, I don't think that she's an alien. She could be though, because her talent is out of this world. That was really lame, but true. I feel like it's definitely a pretty common conspiracy theory that there's something going on with celebrity hands. I don't know that I believe any of it. I don't think that they're aliens. I just think that it has to do with age, weight loss, and nail shape. Nail shape really can change a lot about how your fingers look. I cannot lie, it just does. So that's me debunking one of the theories. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think these celebrities are secretly aliens? Honestly, maybe. Who knows? All right, the last conspiracy theory we're going to be talking about is absolutely mind-blowing. It is the prompt theory. So this has been going absolutely viral on TikTok right now. Basically, it's the idea that we are AI generated, because there have been a lot of videos recently. Like, I feel like AI randomly just got really good with the video front, and it's due to Google's new Veo 3. I feel like the videos have just gotten very good, and I don't love it. I think AI is really cool to an extent because it does help a lot of things and it makes life easier for a lot of people, but it does get to a point where it's kind of creepy, and I feel like we're reaching that point a little too quick for comfort because it's still relatively new. So the fact that it's this good already is definitely concerning. But essentially, there have been so many different AI videos of AI, like they're not real people, and the characters in this AI video are being told that they are a prompt, that they are not a real person, they're AI. And the AI generated characters begin to kind of question their own existence, and a lot of them have like emotional reactions to this, which is just so creepy to watch.
I drink coffee, I get nervous before interviews. You think that's a prompt?
We're real, we feel.
Then why do I remember my mother's voice?
They say we might be prompts. Please, no AI would write my credit score.
But seriously, if I am a prompt, who wrote the part where my dad left?
We are not just lines of code.
We are the reflection of your deepest wants.
I can feel the warmth of this cup.
I cry at old movies.
You think that's a prompt?
They keep saying we're not real.
So basically the theory is that we're all living in a AI prompt or a simulation-based reality. Because if those AI characters that we know are AI don't believe that they're AI, then what makes us think that we're not AI just because we say that we're not? Right? Did that make sense? I don't know. I think this could explain kind of a few things. I've always said I do believe life is a simulation, genuinely. And I've kind of just accepted that. Like, I don't try to panic about it too much because it's like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? But I do definitely think there's a lot of NPC behavior, which is non-playable characters. There are so many times that I see people, I swear, that just like glitch in real life. There's repeated phrases, you see people over and over again. There's just something not fully right about certain people sometimes. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but sometimes I feel like there are genuinely NPCs. I also think this would kind of explain the Mandela effects, because if we're in a prompt-based reality, details could shift with each version or re-rendering. So the Mandela effects could just be interpreted as glitches or prompt rewrites. I also think this explains deja vu, because again, you're remembering another run of a different prompt that was similar, or deja vu is the AI recognizing a scenario that it has already played through. I also do feel like sometimes the universe just has such a scripted feeling to it, like a breakup happening at the worst time, a meet cute romance moment, so many different like little coincidences that I don't really necessarily believe in coincidences that much. They're not just random events, they're required plot points based on the prompts. And I don't like this theory. It's actually kind of freaking me out now. I said it didn't bother me that I think life is a simulation, but now I just feel like nothing's real. So like, what am I supposed to do with that information? Cry, probably. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this because a lot of you guys have been tagging me in these AI prompt theories and asking me what I think about them. And honestly, I think it's a possibility 100%. Am I gonna act like it's not 100%? Like, I don't like that. I don't like the idea that we could all be Sims, but I do think it's possible. And I really don't like that. I really don't like that. Anyway, that is it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of these different TikTok theories. And if you guys see any TikToks, definitely tag me in them with interesting theories. But anyway, that is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and subscribe for new videos every week. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.